Hi everyone! Today we're going to have a look at one of the first hits of Michel Berger that he composed for Françoise Hardy, Message Personnel or Personal Message. Legendary French singer Françoise Hardy passed away recently, and this video will also be a tribute to her. At this time, she was impressed by the novelty of the song in the French music scene, and especially by the time lag between the melody and the orchestra. In this video, we will have a look at the way we can play with the chords and how to reverse them, because the harmony of the composition is open enough to allow it. The music is easy to play and built on a cycle of fifth that was very trendy in the 70s and the 80s. So let's get into it. Message Personnel or Personal Message, a very beautiful song composed by Michel Berger in 1973, released at least at this date. So let's have a look at this song. What I propose for this piano lesson is to practice this song in different ways. That is to say that, in fact, there is not one way to play the piano in order to accompany the melody, because the composition is very open, and so we can use a lot of different chords with different heights, different positions, and so we will have a look at how it goes. So for this version, I chose to start with the E minor chord. So we are here, and we can go down here in the way that it's called, in fact, it's a cycle of fifth, because we go from this position to the fifth here. If we go down, then we come back here and we go down, it's fifth. And in fact, if I was to play here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's the second chord. 2, 3, 4, 5, third chord, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so on. So we have a cycle of fifth. This is the music theory, So okay, let's have a look how it goes. So we start with E minor here. We have different positions. We can start this E minor here, or here, or here. You see all these different positions. Here is the standard position. And first, what we can observe is that this song was composed in the 70s. And in the 70s, maybe I already told you that, there was a game, in fact, and the game was to play 2 or 3 notes with the right hand, and to play another note with the thumb here. So, for example, and it was very, very trendy at this time. This comes from, of course, classical music. There is nothing new under the sun. But here, we are going to play this, and we are going to use here the fifth. So we are in E minor, the fifth of E, so the B. And to create this movement of balance, all right? And then we go to the A. In the track, the bass is going down, but for the piano, I wonder if it's not better to go up instead. It's a matter of taste, of course, so let's see that. Minor, and then a 7th chord. So here, this is our A major, and here, this is the A7, okay? Don't make a confusion with the A major 7 that is just here. This is an A major 7, or the A minor 7 that is here. Now we're talking about the A7, and that's all. All right. So here, then we go to the D, and the D is minor, and the next one is 7. Okay, and we go down like this, minor 7 in the cycle of fifths. Okay, so we are here, G7. Then minor again, but this time for the third time we can use a 7. So here is the 7. So I can play it like this, but I think that in the track the 7th is used instead because it creates something much more powerful. And yeah, it's strange, you would say to me, because during 2 times we don't use the 7, and then the third time we use it. Yeah, so maybe experts in music theory will explain why, because I don't have the answer, but it works like that in this song. So then A, then D minor, then G7, and now it's C but not minor. Listen. It's okay, of course. It works, but listen to that. And then F. Continue to go down. And this one is not 7. You know, I used the 7 on the D, on the C, and now I removed it on the F. I'm a little nasty. Here, it would be the 7, you see? But I prefer not to use it. Why? Because then I keep this right hand and I go up to the G, and now if I use the same note, I have a G sustained 4, G9 sustained 4. We have already talked about it, if you remember. And then the resolution. Now, on the bass, there is not only one way to play. Either you use the cycle of fifths by going down, and then 1 tone above, okay, or you go up. 1 tone above, and you always come back, of course, to the E minor. This is the key signature. In this version, in the Françoise Hardy's version, if I listened to it on YouTube recently, and it's played on the D minor and not the E minor. So in D minor, it's like this. Again. So you can change the root, of course, and this could be a good exercise if you want to know your notes better, for example, so you can learn them. Even for me, I don't have all the chords, you know, every time in my head. You have to practice the piano probably 10 hours a day, I don't know, you know, to be systematically in the notes and to be able to shift very quickly. Depending on the complexity of a song, I can shift. Of course, I can change the tone, but it depends how difficult it is. Of course, it's always the same thing. So if you want to try, this is a good exercise. Try to change the tone because it's a cycle of fifths, and the more you get familiar with all these cycles of fifth, and the better it will be for you when you play the key on the piano, and you can recognize all these chords. Okay, let's go. So now I think it's almost done. I just have one last thing to say. When we play this chord, in fact, we can change the height of the notes, as I told you, and it will work with the melody. It's like this. So it's another mystery of this song. So, for example, I can play it like this and here, or I can remove, this note. I can play only these two notes. Here I can play it like this, but I can play the 7 instead. It's not very great. I would suggest maybe play it like this is better. So you can create some movement. So don't exaggerate, otherwise we won't listen to the singer. The listeners will only listen to the keyboard. So the goal is not to attract the attention on the piano, it's to accompany the singer. But you can create some movements, by choosing different positions for a same chord. Okay. Now let's have a look, so you will have a better idea if I sing on it. So you can listen to the piano behind the voice. So if I remember the lyrics, I don't remember all the lyrics, but it's like this. Si tu crois un jour que tu m'aimes, ne crois pas que tes souvenirs me gênent, et cours jusqu'à peine haleine, viens me retenir. Now, of course, to give a little more rhythm, what you can do is that you can create something. Instead of being stuck with the left hand, you can sometimes do some movement like this. So you see these kind of things. But okay, so now I play like this to start with. Now I'm just going to sing the first phrase. Si tu crois un jour que tu m'aimes. It works very well. Now imagine I take this note out. Et si tu crois un jour que. Here I'm I'm singing on the same note here on the keyboard, and it's less good here in this piece of music. Why? Because when you use the same melody, you want to really emphasize the melody. Okay, so if I sing this note and you press this key, so use the same note, you will emphasize it. Sometimes it's very good, very appropriate. This is exactly what you have to do. And sometimes it's not very good. For this song, it's not very good in this part. Why is that? Because we want something, that is not too direct. It's a romantic song, so we are, in the shadows. This is the spirit of the song, in a way. So we don't want to have something very cash, very bright, very clear. So, in fact, we will have, if the melody is here, we can use this chord here, for example. Si tu crois un jour que tu m'aimes, yes, of course. And then you can use this one, but si tu crois un jour que tu... it's for the ears. And this one is good. Si tu crois un jour que... You see? And you can change here. Si tu crois un jour que... maybe it's high now, but you see. So you can create some variations. Don't hesitate to sing and to test the different positions of the chords and try to figure out what is the best, because very often there is, of course, a solution that is better than the others. But here, for this song and for this part, you can maneuver. You have some room to play all that. Okay, so that's it for the first part. Let's now have a look at the bridge. Okay, so we reached the final chord here, of the verse. And now we go directly to a C minor for the chorus. So I said the bridge, but it's the chorus. It's as you want, in fact. And now you can play the chorus like this. For example, you can use a high note, but not every time. And you will play the same chord on the right hand. And you can play a lot of different notes. I will explain you that. First, we are in C minor. So we can play, we use the same system, 2 notes, 1 note, 2 notes, 1 note. We can use 3 notes, 1 note, 3 notes, but it's heavy. So we are in the chorus. We don't want to, in this chorus or in this bridge, I think it doesn't work. Si le dégoût de la... It works, of course, but maybe si le dégoût de... I think this one is better. Okay. No, so, si le dégoût de la vie vient en toi. And you can create a surprise. It goes first time, second time, and third time, and no, you stay here. Don't forget that the music is based on the surprise effect, so it's good not to repeat too much, so the listener will wait for and no, the listener will be disappointed. It's very sad, in fact. So you go down here, so B flat, A, and A flat, and on the A flat you can continue to play this one. What you can do is here, you can move these 2 notes, for example. So there are many ways here to play the chorus, and it's like for the verse, it's a song that is open, and it's up to you to figure out what fits you the best. Then the second part of the chorus is that we go to the F minor. And you can use here you can press this third. So this is the F minor chord. So here is the third, root, third, fifth, and you can use the third, and you can add something, as you go down with the left hand. You can go up with the right hand. You can continue, of course. Creates a movement. Okay, then with the G. And you can use here a beautiful jazz chord. Instead of using a G7 here, you can use a jazz chord. So what is it? The fifth of the G is here, and you use a fifth that is augmented here. So, and you can use this one, but you can add this one, so the root, in fact. So we have 2 G here, okay? And we have this strange sound in between. It's a kind of sophisticated G7. So they The software calls it a G7 sharp 5. It makes sense. So you know the fifth is here, and it's a half tone, semitone above. Okay. So if I sing on it, si le dégoût de la vie vient en toi, si la paresse de la vie s'installe en toi, pense à moi. And then you come back to the C minor, okay? And then there is, we go down once again, exactly the same bass line. Pense à moi. It's a very bad imitation of Michel Berger, because I think Michel Berger is going up with his voice, and it's not the case with Françoise Hardy, whatever. So, and of course you go down here, and then you can go up here. Don't exaggerate, huh? There is a missing note here. I cannot continue like this. So don't exaggerate. Of course, it's not the goal, but you can play, you know, you can move the chords a little bit on this song. It gives you room. It's great. And you reach this. So and this is the end of the chorus, in fact. And then when you reach this one, you say, mais si tu crois un jour que tu m'aimes, and you land here immediately on the chord of the verse. So it's magic, because we come from this position to this position. You see, and even the transition is great. It's not very common. And then, once again, the verse is going on. So that's it. The music tip here on this song is that you can use the different chords. And now let's wrap up. The melody of this song is very beautiful, and the chords are not difficult to play. We have seen how we can play with them. It's a good exercise to learn how to be at ease while reversing the same chords in different positions. So if you like this video, don't hesitate to subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the like button. See you soon!